Hello parents, my name is Julie Lafleur and I'm a wellness practitioner, and I love to empower people with this amazing technique called EFT tapping, or emotional freedom techniques. And it is a self-help powerful technique that helps to physiologically turn off the fight or flight response. So it helps us when we are in stress, when we are anxious, nervous, sad, angry, all of those emotions. And we know that back to school for some of us can bring up some of these emotions. And so I'd love to teach you this tool that you can use to help yourself feel better during this time. And so I will walk you through the technique and we can do it together. To start off, it would be great to rate your level of kind of distress or anxiety or fear or whatever it is that you're feeling on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being, you don't feel anything, and then 10, being it's too overwhelming. So you're probably somewhere in between there. So rate your number, and this is just to see at the end if the number has come down. And so rate how you're feeling. Also try to sense where you're feeling that anxiety or nervousness or fear in your body, because we're going to use that during tapping as well to help you tune in. Okay, so we start at the side of the hand here. It's called the karate chop point, and you can do it on either hand, whichever one you feel more comfortable. You can also use both hands. Okay, and if you don't like the tapping, you can also just touch and hold at any point. Okay, so we're gonna tap and breathe. Let's take a deep breath before we begin. And then we'll start with stating how we are feeling. Even though I'm nervous for my child going into this new school year, are they going to have friends? Are they going to like their teacher? And I feel all of this nervousness or anxiety in you fill in the blank. Sometimes we feel it in our heart, our chest, our shoulders, our heads. Tune into where you're feeling it, and we'll use that. Even though I'm feeling all this nervousness, when I think about my kid going back to school, I can feel it in my heart. I honor how I feel, and I accept myself. Okay, we'll do that 2 more times. Even though I'm feeling nervous for my kid going back to school, all of these new things, will they have friends? Will they make friends? Are they gonna like their teacher? I can feel that in my heart, but I honor how I feel, and I'm safe right now. 1 more time. Even though I'm feeling so nervous for my kid or kids going back to school, will they like their teacher? Will they have friends? Will they feel accepted? I can feel that in my heart. I honor how I feel, and I accept myself. All right, then we'll go to the eyebrow point. So right in between the eyebrows. You can just tap here and breathe. And focus in on that nervousness and where you feel it in your body. I'm just going to use the heart as an example. All this nervousness or anxiety in my heart. Side of the eye. Feeling so nervous for my kid going back to school. I can feel it in my heart. I just want them to be okay. under the eye, all this nervousness in my body when I think about my kid going back to school. I can feel that in my heart. Under the nose, just above the lip, focusing in on where you feel it in your body. So nervous for my kid going back to school. Under the nose, under the lip. All this nervousness when I think of my kid going back to school. I just want them to feel accepted. And I can feel that in my heart. Okay, collarbone parts. This one is where you feel kind of the U shape in the collarbone. And you drop down an inch, out an inch. It'll be like a spot that's, you feel a little bit of a dip. That's where you tap. You can use 2 or 3 fingers. And you can say all of this nervousness in my body. I can feel it in my heart, or wherever it is you can feel it. I just want them to be okay. And I'm anxious, and I can feel that in my body. If it's really intense, you can actually do some bilateral tapping as well. Anything that's on both sides. You can tap one side at a time. The next one is under the arm, so about 4 inches from the armpit. You can do both sides like this, or you can wrap your arms around and do that. Or you can just tap on one side, that's okay too. Just focusing in on where you feel that nervousness or sadness or anxiety, whatever the feeling is for you. Just tune into that, where it is in your body. And tap and breathe. Next one is the top of your head. Just tap and tune in all of this anxiety. Back to school. Okay, we're gonna do one more round. Eyebrow point. And again, if the tapping doesn't feel great for you, you can also just hold it. Hold it there. And breathe. Otherwise, tapping, if that feels okay to you, and just focusing in all of this anxiety when I think of back to school. Side of the eye. I just want my kid to be okay. I want them to be accepted. Under the eye. I can feel this anxiety in my heart, or wherever it is you're feeling. And again, if it's really intense, you can do the bilateral tapping, alternating sides and breathing. Under the nose. All this anxiety. Back to school. Under the lip. Again, all this anxiety in my heart. Just tune into that. Hopefully you feel it start to come down. If it goes up before it goes down, that's normal too. Just hang in and keep tapping. Sometimes we do such a good job of trying to push these feelings aside and ignoring them that when we bring them back and we actually start to talk about them, they start to feel worse before they get better. But just keep tapping and breathing. And then collarbone point. So find the collarbone, the U shape, go down an inch, out an inch. That medial area, and just tap. All this anxiety in my body when I think about going back to school. I just want my kid to be accepted. I want them to have fun. I want them to feel like they belong. Whatever it is that's on your mind, that you're worried about or afraid of, just focus on that while you tap. Under the arm, about 4 inches down, and breathe. All this anxiety in my heart when I think of my kids going back to school. If you start to feel better, you can even say, I'm open to letting it go. I'm open to letting this anxiety go. And if you're not feeling better, you just keep tapping all of this anxiety. I feel it in my, wherever you're feeling it. And breathe. And then top of the head. All of this anxiety. When I think of my kid going back to school, I'm open to letting it go. And then you can just shake off the energy. If you're still feeling anxious, you could just keep tapping. Keep doing exactly what we were doing, every point. Just tune into where you're feeling it in the body. Stay tuned to that emotion and just tap. Hopefully after a few rounds, you start to feel better. You can even rate again to see if that number has gone down. Hopefully you enjoy this tool and you use it. You can also introduce your child to tapping. I created a different video for the students themselves. And let me know how you like it and if there's any other topic you'd like some help tapping on. All right, good luck at back to school. You've got this, and take good care of yourself. Thank you.